Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Diane Ryan, Vice President for Academics. Welcome to the 51st Annual Commencement of Yavapai College. The Star-Spangled Banner will be sung this afternoon by the Yavapai College Chamber Singers, conducted by Joshua Harper. Please rise and join us for the singing of our national anthem. Gentlemen, please remove your caps.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early rise what so proudly we hailed heaven's twilight's last gleaming, whose stars rise and bright stars through the perilous skies, o'er the ramparts we watched, were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, Heaven's mercy in air, came through the night, and our flag was still there.
Students and guests, please be seated. It is now my pleasure to introduce the members of the Platform Party who provide leadership and support for Yavapai College. Dr. Lisa Ryan, President of Yavapai College, Ms. Deb McCaslin, Yavapai College District Governing Board Chair, Mr. Rodney Jenkins, Vice President for Community Relations and Student Development, Dr. Jennifer Jacobson, Faculty Senate President, Dr. Clint Ewell, Vice President for Finance and Administrative Services, Mr. Ray Sigafus, Board Secretary, Mr. Paul Chevalier, Mr. Chris Cupnio, Mr. Mitch Padilla, Dr. Emily Weinecker, Chief Human Resource Officer, Mr. Christopher Tenney, faculty, Miss Brittany Thomas, student speaker, and Miss Cami Kobaleski, Director of Development and Alumni Affairs. Please join me in recognizing these distinguished guests. And now, will the faculty please stand so that the graduates can acknowledge you one final time. Faculty? Today marks the beginning for our students as they make the transition to the next phase of their lives and careers. They have achieved their goal, but they are not alone. They had you, family, friends, and classmates to support and encourage them. And so this afternoon, we also honor you. You have played a very meaningful part in the lives of these graduates. At this time, I would like to ask all the parents of our graduating students to stand and receive your well-deserved recognition. We would also like to recognize the spouses and children of today's graduates, so please stand. And if there are any grandparents or great-grandparents in the audience and other friends and supporters of our graduates, please stand. Congratulations to all of you. The Yavapai College faculty have guided these graduates through their academic coursework and prepared them well. I am now pleased to introduce Mr. Christopher Tenney, who will address the graduates on behalf of the faculty.
Friends, I promised my students that I would start my address today the same way that I begin each of my class periods, by reminding us, mostly for my own benefit, that we are or have the potential to become friends. And it's in that spirit of friendship that I address this fantastic gathering today. Dr. Ryan, members of the board, my fellow faculty and staff, and especially you graduates, family, and supporters of these fantastic graduates, I am so thrilled to be able to wish you well during this important milestone in your life. For some, this represents the beginning of a new journey with careers and internships, advancements just around the corner. For others, this is a step in a much larger educational framework with a new brick added for every class, every degree, and every institution. No matter what brings you to this important landmark, I hope you'll take a moment to look back on the incredibly valuable hard work that you've done to reach this point, and that you'll allow yourselves to bask in your own self-worth, if even just for a moment. Getting to this point very likely included trials and obstacles, mental, physical, emotional, and financial hardships, or many other seemingly daunting moments. Along with these difficult times, I would imagine that there have also been your fair share of joys, of successes, of achievement. Given this mixed bag of outcomes, one might wonder what the future holds. May I present an analogy that may give meaning to this struggle? If you've taken my music appreciation class, you know that during the history of classical music, there was a moment in which the composers of the day became obsessed with musical form, and every large piece of music was built up of smaller building blocks. One of these most important building blocks was the sonata allegro form. In a sonata, there are three main sections, and I'd like to break down these three sections into their smallest parts and use the journey of the sonata to mirror your experiences as graduates and to maybe give some insight into what the future may hold. A sonata's first section is called the exposition, in which the main themes are established, the main character of the piece is presented, and the listeners get a firm grasp of the overall tone of the piece. I see this represented in the lives you've led up to your experiences at Yavapai College. You've worked hard to create an identity for yourself that you can rely on. In this phase of the sonata, and by extension your lives, there's stability, but there's no room for growth or movement. Once the listeners have heard the exposition in full, they crave for more. You similarly were ready to take on new challenges, and you came to this beautiful institution of higher learning to achieve those goals. The second and most turbulent section of the sonata is the development, in which our main themes are fractured and a strong feeling of uncertainty is presented. Often, through this section, the main character is torn apart and jumbled, moving through multiple keys and textures. When the master composer Fanny Mendelssohn's Easter Sonata was rediscovered, it showed that her development section was so different from its main theme that it was hardly recognizable. This, to me, feels similar to the experiences that many of our Yavapai College graduates are enduring today. The world that you have known feels difficult to recognize. And the stability that you've enjoyed feels upturned due to a global pandemic, political unrest, or other pressing concerns. Or maybe just the process of jumping through the hoops of finals and classes, of registration, of tuition and textbooks, has you feeling torn apart. In this section of the piece, the listener is most vulnerable, and perhaps you share some of that vulnerability today. In this moment, you may be worried that these feelings of unrest will persist forever. But if the sonata has anything to teach us, you have great reason for hope. You see, the final section of a sonata is the recapitulation, in which our main themes, now changed by the development that they've been through, return triumphantly. And the piece concludes with a brilliant reprise of the stability of the earlier sections. Glennon Doyle, speaking of the transformative nature of hardship, said, "I can use pain to become. I am here to become truer, more beautiful versions of myself again and again forever. To be alive is to be in a perpetual state of revolution." Whether I like it or not, pain, and might I replace this word with a similarly painful word, school, is the fuel of revolution. May this development stage of your existence remind you that you are reinventing yourselves, and that however difficult, it is this way that you become your truest and most beautiful selves. And like the sonata form, let yourself take a moment to look forward with hope towards the brighter future that you've built for yourselves and for the world that you will go out into. Thank you for being willing to make this investment towards a brighter tomorrow.
Thank you, Chris. Really important words. Since this ceremony celebrates student achievement, we are now honored to hear from our student speaker. Miss Brittany Thompson completed her Associate of Arts degree at Yavapai College and is currently studying political science at Arizona State University. She hopes to become a mediator, policy advisor, or aide to a local or federal legislator on animal welfare and environmental issues. Please join me in welcoming Ms. Thompson.
Do you believe in miracles? I know, it sounds like a silly question. Miracles are often deemed as mere coincidences or products of superstition. However, upon experiencing one coincidence after another, I am led to believe that this series of coincidences is, in fact, a miracle. I am living one as we speak. In 2016, my dad retired from the Coast Guard. After traveling around all my life, my parents promised to move with me to whichever state I wanted to attend college. My choice, Arizona. My immediate goal at the time was to attend a community college in the suburbs of Phoenix in the fall of 2017 and earn my associate's degree in equine science. Sure enough, we made the drive from my dad's last station, Connecticut, to Arizona. As it turned out, it quickly became apparent that things were not falling into place as neatly as I would have liked. I learned some things about the college that deeply troubled me, and I was struggling to warm up to the area. My parents picked up on my dismay. We prayed together, and they assured me that everything would turn out okay. With this in mind, we did some research online and stumbled upon Yavapai College. It looked like a delightful college in an equally delightful town. Plus, I was thrilled to learn that the college had an outstanding equine program. Still, I didn't want to get my hopes up too quickly without first visiting the school. Therefore, my parents and I made a day trip to the area, and how doing so changed my life. January 27th, 2017 was the day. The idea of visiting the campus for the first time was a little stressful. I was homeschooled most of my life, and although I was taught by the best teacher ever, my mom, I wondered if I would fare well in a college environment. To my surprise, I instantly felt right at home. The campus was beautiful, and the faculty were professional and amiable. Mr. Hoskovic was especially down to earth and informative. He showed me the ins and outs of college life. Yavapai College truly put the community in community college, and I felt like a member of their family. I felt that way then, and I still hold that sentiment today. I spent the next several years as a student, working towards my Associate of Arts degree as well as my Equine Care and Management certificate. It was a labor of love, and I had the blessing of sharing the journey with individuals who were equally invested in my enthusiasm for learning as I was. My instructors were more than just teachers, they were mentors. My classmates were not just peers, they were friends. They were all great role models who helped foster my love of learning as well as my passions. Later on, I was inducted into Phi Theta Kappa and was selected for the honors program. These groups taught me so much about discipline, leadership, and a sense of community. I learned to get out of my comfort zone and to take the initiative on projects and ideas. I had the honor of being selected for the All-Arizona Scholarship, as well as taking a week-long trip to New York City, opportunities I probably would have never had outside of my involvement in these programs. With this in mind, thank you. Thank you, Mom and Dad, for always being there. Thank you, Mr. Hoskovic, for guiding me on my academic journey. Thank you, Miss Willard, Mr. Gang, Miss Nunez, Miss Gianetto, Miss Spangler, Dr. Jacobson, Dr. Kleinman, Dr. Fry, Dr. Winters, Dr. Ohlers, Professor Denise Woolsey, Professor Mark Woolsey, Mr. Earl, Mr. Perry, Dr. Palmer, Professor Gibson, Professor Boyd, and Dr. Rudell for making learning exciting, robust, and fun. Thank you, Dr. Ryan and Mr. Jenkins. Dr. Ryan and Mr. Jenkins, for representing the best college a student could ever attend. Thank you, my classmates and friends, for your love, kindness, and teamwork. This has been the adventure of a lifetime. If I could do it all over again, I wouldn't have had it any other way. What's next? Well, I am now enrolled at ASU and studying political science. My goal is to become a mediator, a policy advisor, or an aide to a legislator on animal welfare and environmental issues. Whether or not things go as planned, I trust the process, for I lived a miracle and can live one again. Thank you and God bless.
Thank you, Brittany. That was really awesome. All those people at YC that you remembered to thank. That was great. Now I'd like to have Dr. Jacobson, our president of the Faculty Association and Senate, will now present the Emeritus Faculty Awards.
Leslie and Bowen, will you come up here and join me, please? We have 4 Faculty Emeriti Awards to give out today, and one family was able to be with us. The first one is for Debbie Roberts. Debbie taught history at Yavapai College for over 17 years. She was a superior instructor who held her students to the highest and most rigorous standards. Debbie will also be remembered for helping organize YC's history symposiums along with Dr. Stein. Tom Schumacher served Yavapai College in various roles for 43 years as campus dean, dean of instruction, division assistant dean, and as visual arts faculty. Serving primarily on the Verde Valley campus, Tom spearheaded the viticulture and enology programs and the development of the Southwest Wine Center. Carl Siegfried will be remembered for always having his office door open. He was the type of faculty member who almost always had a student in his office. One of his colleagues said this about him: "I work with students with disabilities. Due to the nature of his subject, math, and the way he was teaching, he had a high number of students on the autism spectrum in his classes. Expressions of autism in the classroom can be noticeable in a variety of ways, from avoidance of eye contact, self-stimming behaviors, such as humming, rocking, repetitive movements, and self-talk, to avoidance of social interaction and limited verbal communication. Carl intuitively knew how to approach students on the autism spectrum to make them feel acknowledged and comfortable. He accepted their behaviors as part of their individual personality and discovered their strengths and focused on these. Carl inspired many of my students and was able to give them the surrounding of safety and acceptance they needed to fulfill their potential." And now for Dave Grazier. Come on up. It's fun standing up here. In Dave's 12 years at YC, Dave was constantly on the cutting edge of educational research, making adjustments both small and large to help maximize the potential and long-term retention of his students. Dave's calculus and college algebra courses, Dave's passion for project-based learning, which he used extensively in business calculus and college algebra courses. A college-wide initiative of academic systems multidisciplinary courses led to the development of the Math Department's first open educational resource course, College Mathematics. Dave and his family, Leslie and Bowen, live right on top of Senator Highway. David was an avid mountain biker, spending lots of time on the trails, as well as supporting the local riders during the Whiskey Off-Road Bike Race. He was well known for his boisterous vuvuzela horn blowing out one of the critical turns in the race as he cheered on the riders, including our own Andrea Shaven. In 2018, Dave organized many a Yavapai College happy hour at local establishments. He was an avid local beer and mead fan. Leslie, Bowen, on behalf of Yavapai College, please accept our condolences and Professor Grazier's Emeritus Medal.
We will now enjoy the performance of Heroes and Dreamers, performed by the Yavapai College Chamber Singers.
Go up,
And now, the favorite part of this afternoon. It gives all of us great joy to present these men and women who are graduating today. I ask the president of Yavapai College, Dr. Lisa Ryan, and Ms. Deb McCaslin, the district governing board chair, to please join me at the podium. Announcing the graduates' names will be Ms. Lisa Ragoza, Manager of Hispanic Community Outreach, and assisted by Tanya Sheldall, Associate Vice President of Student Affairs and Dean of Students. Each of the graduates will be crossing the stage from the audience's left to right. At this time, will the graduates please stand? Dr. Ryan and Ms. McCaslin, I present to you the Yavapai College class of 2021.
By virtue of the power and authority vested in me by the Constitution and laws of the state of Arizona, I now confer upon you your degree or certificate for which you have qualified, with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities thereunto pertaining. Congratulations. Students, please be seated.
This is our first student graduating with an Associates of Arts. Tyler Newton. Jennifer Seacrest. Wayne Seacrest. Heather Murphy. Shelby Smeagol. Kayla Wood. Curtis Marmus. Catherine Ziegler. Jasmine Sotelo. Anna Namani. Tara Stefanovich. Julia Williams. Alejandra Yutzi. Elizabeth Tainer. Anne Ryman. Kelsey Wagner. Sierra Quessenberry. Lauren Thompson. Makaya Pavan Unizeta. Carrie Warney. Samara Yamamoto. Brody Tubbs. Hassan Orduno. Adam Ray. Sarah Ross. Carly Scarborough. Maya Charette. Wesley Traver. Judah Neese. Andre Sylvester. Shaylin Wolf. Lisette Olvera Cruz. Trinidad Pecho Cappuccino. Tyler Morgan. Emily Schuler. Tiffany Ocampo Avils. Angelique Sandoval. Garrett Ward. Michael McNabb. Kelton O'Hagan. Kaylee Stewart. Jonathan Mayen. Enrique Zamora Lopez. Jesus Medina. Amanda McCord. Kelly McShay. Alexis Thompson. The last student graduating with an Associates of Arts degree, Grace Nardo. Do you want to go get her? The first student graduating with an Associate of Business degree, Carla Pons. The first student graduating with an Associate of Science, Margaret Nardo. Deanne Miller. Michael Sawyer. Jordan Ten. April Meadows. Jacqueline Stooks. Elizabeth Winters. The last student graduating with an Associates of Science, Keaton Ramirez. Our first student graduating with an Associates of General Studies, Wyatt Thompson. Marissa Morales. Melanie Snyder. Erica McComber. Talia Wise. Serena Rodriguez. Josiah Tribble. The last student graduating with an Associates of General Studies, Heather Tippett. Our first student graduating with Associates of Applied Science, Joy Medville. Angela Wiggins. Noelle Shields. Kelly Triller. Sierra Shoemate. Madeline Robinson. Wade Zveck. Rachel Simpson. Heidi Messiah. Nicholas Ramos. Vanessa Welsh. Associate of Arts, Brittany Thomas. Heather McRae. Evan Roth. Luca Menkes. Allison Chongo. Elizabeth Smith. David Rusk. Aaliyah Valdez. Amanda Ward. Stephen Palia. Jacob Schaefer. Karen Pizio. Catherine Moras. Audra Miller. Sabbath Oliver. Samuel May. Randy Quinn. Elizabeth Salinas. The last student graduating with an Associates of Applied Science, Haley Worrell. Our first student graduating with a certificate, Miguel Sanchez. Adam Sena. Hannah Morris. Ilse Sanchez. Angelina Pruitt. Emma Sullivan. Danielle Stegman. Emmy Mosher. Araceli Torres. Juan Nava. Brooke McConnell. Quentin O'Grady. Erlinda Rios. Ramon Soto. Alexander Ryan. Emma Poland. Elsa Vasquez. Samantha Roberts. Kaylin Elena Orellana. Jeremy Nelson. Jacob Todd. Naina Misra. Kara Yazi. And our last student graduating with a certificate, Carrie Zabel.
I cannot overemphasize how full my heart is right now. To be able to physically stand in front of all of you after more than a year of isolation, virtual communication, and distance. For those of us in higher education, this is the biggest event of the year. It's analogous to the Super Bowl in the NFL and Wimbledon in tennis. It is our big day. It's a day where all of our hard work and effort, combined with your hard work and effort, perseverance and sacrifice, and together culminates in recognition of your intellectual and socio-emotional growth and development. The certificate or degree that you have earned signifies that you've now joined the ranks of tens of thousands of men and women who have been educated in the American higher education tradition. Students, this day is all about you and dreams realized. Never let it be said that to dream is a waste of one's time, for dreams are our realities in waiting. In dreams, we plant the seeds of our future. Dreams motivate and inspire. Dreams cause us to persevere under difficult circumstances, and dreams create a focus in our lives. Dreams are realized at community colleges. The beautiful thing about the community college is the diversity in age and types of students that attend.
Our youngest graduate this year is Chris Delaney. He was born in, wait for it, 2006. He's 15 years old, and he's completing a certificate in basic carpentry. He graduates with his first college certificate today, even though his high school graduation date isn't until 2023 from Camp Verde High School. And our oldest graduate is Angelina Rivas Luna, who lives in Clarkdale. She was born in 1951. She's 69 years old and completing a certificate in management. Yes. In fact, we have 119 graduates that are under the age of 18 this year, earning a combined 133 awards for 2021. And we have 64 graduates that are over the age of 50. Yavapai College has been recognized as a veteran-friendly campus, serving on average 265 veterans and dependents of veterans each semester. We proudly salute, thank, and welcome home those that have served in the armed forces. Will all veterans, dependents, or spouses of veterans, or those actively serving in the U.S. Armed Forces, please stand and let us recognize you. Thank you for your sacrifice and your service. Hopefully, we're on the tail end of this pandemic, but many community members didn't have the luxury of going remote. They had to go into overdrive to keep our communities safe. If you are a first responder, a nurse, you work in the medical field, you work in law enforcement or fire, please stand. Let us thank you for putting your life on the line for all of us. We forever thank you. Community colleges are proud providers of opportunity. Many of our students are first in their family to go to college. I'm a proud first-generation college student myself. I believe my son, Alexander, who graduates alongside all of you today, is here because both his father and I believe in the power of higher education to change lives. If you are the first one in your family to go to college, please stand and let us recognize you. Education unlocks opportunity, and you have taken a big step forward to increase educational attainment in your family and to serve as a role model for generations that follow. All of our graduates have a dream, but they also have a story. Kelly McShay had a dream. Kelly started at YC in 2004. She did one semester, and then she decided to pursue a career instead. Fast forward to 2018, Kelly, now a mother of 3 little boys, returns to YC. While juggling classes, she served as president of the English Club and the vice president of Phi Theta Kappa, while also homeschooling her 3 sons. Today, she graduates with a 3.8 GPA and will continue her studies to obtain a bachelor in communication with a double major in psychology at Colorado Christian University. Kelly, please stand to be recognized. Autumn Ray had a dream. Autumn missed 2 years of high school due to health issues, but she went on to earn her GED, and then she jumped into college life, engaging through SSS Trio, Phi Theta Kappa, Students of Leadership, and college honors. She earned a coveted spot on the Arizona All-Academic Team and was honored as a Coca-Cola Scholar. She graduates today with a 4.0 GPA and will attend Northern Arizona University, where she will study human services and aspires to be a social worker in a children's hospital. Autumn, please stand and let us recognize you. Michael Swires had a dream. Michael's a first-generation college student. He regretted not going to college right out of high school, and he worked as a gas station attendant, adding more regret to the pile, he says. And he thought he would walk this college journey alone, but he took a courageous step to become involved in the college honors program and Students of Leadership, and he discovered support beyond his imagination. He describes himself as all in, Team YC, and Rough Rider for life. When he saw his younger brother following in his footsteps, working at a gas station that was robbed, he convinced his brother William to come to YC as well. And William, I hear you passed calculus this semester. And you're killing it here too. Michael and William, if you are both here, please stand and let us recognize you. Jennifer and Wayne Seacrest had a dream. This is a husband and wife team that's graduating hand in hand today, both with an Associate of Arts degree. Jennifer and Wayne, please stand and let us recognize you. And Heather Tippett had a dream. Heather is the niece of District Governing Board Chair Deb McCaslin, who couldn't be more proud of Heather, who received her Associate of General Studies degree in spring of 2020. Heather, please stand and be recognized. And Carrie Warney had a dream. She's probably one of the most decorated graduates of YC. Carrie won not only a spot on the All-Arizona academic team, but is one of only 20 in the nation to receive recognition on the All-USA academic team. And she was also named a 2021 New Century Transfer Pathway Scholar. She also received the President's Award this year from Yavapai College at our evening of recognition. She's graduating with an Administration of Justice degree and will continue justice studies at the University of Arizona, pursuing a career in federal intelligence. Carrie, please stand and let us recognize you one more time. Throughout your educational journey, and especially during this pandemic, you have found the strength to persevere under trying circumstances. What we now know about ourselves is that no matter what challenges may come our way, we have the strength to prevail. I can't tell you what you will confront in the years ahead, but I can tell you that no matter what you confront, it will not outstrip your capacity to deal with it. To all the dreamers here today, the college salutes you and wants you to know that Yavapai College has been blessed by your presence and engagement with us. We are humbled and proud to be part of your personal story. And now, graduates, would you all please stand? I now invite you to move your tassel from the right to the left, signifying that you can now claim title to the academic degree or certificate that you have earned. Congratulations, graduates. It is official. You may be seated. It's now my pleasure to introduce Ms. Cami Kobaleski, Director of Development and Alumni Affairs.
Thank you, Dr. Ryan. Good afternoon. On behalf of the YC Alumni Association, I want to congratulate and welcome you as the newest Yavapai College alumni. You now belong to a group of over 170,000 people who have benefited from their educational pursuits at YC. We wish you great success as you enter this next phase of your life. The education you received at Yavapai College has equipped each of you to excel, to lead, to prosper, and to be agents of change in an ever-evolving global society. You have also shown incredible adaptability, courage, and ferocious tenacity as you've persevered through your educational pursuits in the middle of a global pandemic. Each and every one of you is truly inspiring. At YC, we believe you can. You can achieve, you can excel. As you soar, we want you to stay connected with us. Remember, your dream started at YC. The Alumni Association hopes to see you at one of our many future events. We invite you to come cheer on our athletes at a Rough Rider game and to stay connected with us on social media and send us updates via our alumni webpage. We welcome your participation and can't wait to hear, but more importantly, share your success stories. You carry with you the spirit of YC. Again, welcome to the Yavapai College Alumni Association and congratulations on this amazing achievement.
Thank you, Cammie. Well, this marks the end of our 51st commencement event. Thank you all and all of our guests for attending. Audience, please remain seated until all graduates have left the auditorium. Best wishes to all of you and keep dreaming.
Was I supposed to walk out with you?
Nice and slow.